I'm Krista, I'm an addict.
I'm Gracie and I'm not, and welcome back to episode 11. We want to start out and say thank you guys for everybody that came and supported us last weekend at the Arts and Crafts Festival. We had a really good turnout, and it was really nice to meet some of you guys, and it was just really good. And also, I want to say thank you guys for bearing with us through us figuring out everything, because it's a lot. I'm back at school, so we're trying to figure things out. So thank you for bearing with us on weeks if we don't have an episode or it's later, not consistent. So we appreciate that. But this week we've talked about stuff you've been going through. So you want to kind of touch on that?
So I have 20 months clean, and so there's just been things in my recovery recently that I guess I would say was have been triggering to my old self. And in my past friendships, relationships, I've always been the fixer, try to fix, and I'm really feeling burnout. And burnout is a real thing in recovery that I have experienced. And I think a lot of that is because I'm so used to thriving in chaos. I wouldn't even say thriving, living in chaos. And so when I have idle time, or I don't like idle time, I just stay busy constantly. So I'll have 1 week where I'm just have a lot of energy and I'm constantly busy, and then I have weeks like this week where I'm still doing the most, but can feel myself just I have to practice. I'm gonna have to this weekend practice major self-care, because I know in the past in my recovery, when I get like this and I feel exhausted from just overexerting myself, and it's just life. I'm a single mother. I mean, I have tons of help from my kids' grandparents, but just it's a lot, that and working a full-time job. It's just life. Everybody does it, but at the end of the day, I'm waking up, working, coming home, going to sleep. It's just
a repetitive cycle.
Yeah, and so I'm still making time for my recovery. But in my past, whenever I've found myself relapsing, it's when I get like this. Whenever I feel like I don't have the energy to do something, I'm just gonna do something to give me a little, and I just can't do that. So what is the alternative? Is just to practice self-care, get rest. So that's what I'm up to this weekend, because I'm exhausted right now. And I feel when we make videos, I've had a friend of mine, you looked really tired in the video, because I am.
It's almost 10 o'clock at night right now, so.
That's really the only time we have time to do it.
Right.
So another huge thing I've been dealing with recently is that just knowing who to allow in my circle. I've struggled in the past, and I don't want this to sound selfish, but I've struggled with being in friendships and relationships that have been really one-sided, where I feel I'm giving, and that's where a lot of the burnout comes, because there's times even now, and I hate sometimes I feel if I speak on this, it sounds I'm coming from a victim standpoint, but
I don't think so, because you briefly said it earlier, and I feel you have discussed it in the past, but you were very much a fixer and want to fix everybody, and that was your problem. So you would find somebody almost or somebody would come into your life that would need fixing, and then you feel you have to fix them.
Yeah. And before I never was aware of that, and now sometimes I don't realize it until it's right in front of my face, you know what I mean? And at that point, that's when I have to put boundaries up, and I'm all right, I can't give anymore. I'm here, but I can't give. And what I mean is the people that I want in my circle are the ones that are going to call me out and hold me accountable, tell me if I'm acting off or that my behavior's not normal. Those are the people that I need in my circle, because like I said, next month I'm supposed to be graduating drug court, and I literally remember just a month ago or so, praying that God would put people in my life that that were gonna help me elevate and evolve into a better person, and vice versa. And that's happening. But with that being said, it is also I'm coming into circumstances where people are walking out of my life too, and that is hard, because I have such a such abandonment issues, like in my past, so that anytime I feel like that I'm like walking away from somebody, or like a friendship's falling apart, or not even falling apart, just growing apart, it's just natural. Like I feel like I'm abandoning somebody, and I don't ever want anybody to feel like what I felt. You know what I mean? So
I understand that on a
but
personal level too.
So you don't have to be an addict to deal with that.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
And these people that I'm speaking of aren't all addicts. It's just I'm starting to realize that you don't have to. Everybody's not meant to like be in your life forever. I have learned something from every single person that has like crossed my path thus far, but like I'm just learning to be okay with like things growing apart. And it's hard because what I can't say I know, but like I recognize like things that I used to do, like where that path is leading those people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but I can't fix it anymore. I can't put energy towards trying to fix anybody else. I got too much on my plate. My children, the friendships that do help me grow. Like I have to stay focused on that. Otherwise, I get stuck right with those people.
Right.
And I've done that in the past. Like
there's a difference too in like, like you said, abandoning somebody, like a friend or something, or just anybody that's going through a hard time. There's a difference in like abandoning them and being like, well, see you later, I'm out of here. Right. Like that's not what you mean by that. Like that's not what you're saying. You're saying though that you still can be there for them, but you still have to focus on yourself and know that's your number one priority.
And I think that's just the boundaries. I had therapy earlier today, and like I was talking about that because I felt like, and I think that's where like old wounds are triggered. You know what I mean? Like just because I'm setting boundaries doesn't mean that like the door is still open. Like if my therapist was like, if they called you right now, would you pick up the phone? I was like, absolutely, and I'd be there for them. And she's like, then you're not abandoning them. You're just setting healthy boundaries, and that is like. Even in relationships in the past, and I've watched my friends go through the same thing, like they stay with these people that are keeping them stuck. So like what I've learned through just life is like you got to be around people that are like encouraging you to like do better at all times.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, it stings a little bit if somebody's like, yo, your behavior is off, like get it together. But that's what I need to hear. And that the people that I talk to on a daily basis, they are with no hesitation will tell me about myself. So, and it sometimes it's hard, like your ego, you know what I mean? But like it's what I'm willing today. So
something I've been going through recently is nursing school, and I feel like if you know, and that's enough said. But it's a lot. It's like been better than I expected. I feel like everybody scared me. But it's a lot, so I've had to adjust my whole life, and then, I have to study constantly. That's all I do with my whole life anymore is study, which is kind of stressful. Like this week I'm on fall break, for 2 days, and I know like I have an exam next week, so I can't really come home and relax. I still got to study, but I've had to learn how to do self-care things for myself too, and I know this is silly, we were just talking about this, but like I have had to put like a time limits on my phone, so I know I put it up at night and don't stay up late and sit on my phone, so I go to bed because I have to wake up early. Or just little things like that. Or also the podcast is a lot too. I mean, it's a lot to, find time for me to edit the videos and do all that stuff while studying and being in nursing school. So that's like why I said we're appreciative that you guys stick with us through it, and hope you understand that. But it's a lot.
Yeah, I have a bedtime alarm too. It says at 11 o'clock. And then when I reach, if that pops up, I'm like, whoa, it's way time.
Right.
Not that I always go to sleep right when it says, but it makes me very aware of like...
Yeah, I feel like a lot of times I sit in bed at night and it's like 10 o'clock and then everything shuts off, and then I'll still like want to be on, scrolling through stuff, and I'll just hit ignore. Give 15 more minutes, that's what it says, 15 more minutes. Yeah. But just putting those, I feel like things for everybody, putting self-care, like simple things like that. And also sometimes like I'm not necessarily ready to go to sleep at 10 o'clock at night, but like I've started, which this is something else silly I do now, but usually I sleep with the TV off, but I'll turn my TV on when I go into my room. And so then at 10 o'clock, I put my phone up and I watch TV for a few minutes before I go to sleep. And I don't know why that's been like so relaxing to me, but it helps me like calm down from a day and just relax before I go to bed. And I've realized too that I can't even keep my eyes open for 2 minutes into a show and I'm knocked out.
That's what I have to read. Like, if I'll stay up and watch TV because I'll watch a true crime. So, like, I have to.
That would keep me up because I'd be scared.
Really?
Yeah.
I just watch it.
Have you met me?
What happens next? Even though, like, I know what's going to happen next.
Probably going to die. I'd be saying, is somebody going to come and kidnap me?
Man.
Should I tell them what I said when you texted me?
What, tonight?
Yeah. She told me to park at the end of her apartment complex, and it's 10 o'clock at night, and I was thinking, I'm going to have to walk all that way. What if I get kidnapped? That's what I told her. I was scared I was going to get kidnapped.
So I came out and watched her walk to the apartment. So another thing I've been struggling with. So I literally set first of all, I have like 7 alarms on my phone.
There's 2 types of people in the world.
Yeah.
1 alarm and 7.
Well, and I have like a desk alarm too.
In your bedroom?
Yeah. But it don't sit on my desk. It sits
right. On the nightstand?
No. It sits on my mattress in my bed. Right beside my
So
head.
it's right in your ear when it goes off in the morning?
But it does. I still hit snooze. And I read that like you should not wake up to an alarm that is alarming, like loud. But every morning I have found myself like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that could be why I wake up frantic.
Probably so. Maybe you should try bird sounds or something.
Or the 12 years of drug use makes me wake up frantic.
I think that's a normal thing though, because like I do the same thing, and I feel like tons of people can relate to this, but I have an alarm go off to remember to take my medicine at night, and my friends...
Yeah,
you've heard it a time or two. Everybody knows, but my friends get so irritated at me. They're like, we'll just be sitting there and it goes off and their eyes shift to me and they're like, turn it off, because it's like it's the same sound that I use to get up. And anytime I hear that during the day too, like usually around like the time my medicine goes off, I can expect it, but it gives me anxiety to hear that noise. Like it's like not like literally like I'm gonna have a panic attack, but like, do you know what I mean? Like, yeah. But it's from the same thing, and that's why my friends tell me to turn it off, because it gives them anxiety.
Maybe you should change the tone of it.
Maybe I should.
I tried to change it to like a song I like, to these positive songs. Something happened and the songs, it said it was on there, but then it didn't work in the morning, so none of the alarms went off. And I've been so for literally 3 weeks straight, I've told myself like, because whenever I running, when I'm running, like I have more energy, like my body just feels healthy, like I want to eat better. For like 3 weeks straight, 2 or 3 weeks, whatever. I've set an alarm for 4:45 in the morning to get up and run, do my thing, eat some breakfast. And for 3 weeks straight, I've hit snooze 20 times. But I keep setting it, and all it is like a mind thing, like just get up, get up. But here lately, it's the burnout is real. Like here lately, I don't even realize I'm hitting snooze. Before I would consciously make that decision, and now it's like I'm rolling out of bed at 6:10. I have to be at work at 7. I'm probably gonna have to drug test at least twice a week. So like, it's not good. I'm aware it's not good. But what do you do?
I think you do. You really do live a busy lifestyle. You go from the time you wake up till the end of the day.
Well, and we'll talk about that. So like right now, with my job, and I've talked about it before, like through the week, Monday through Thursday, my kids like stay with my mom and dad. They have to be at work before they have to be at school. But this is how the day-to-day schedule is. So I wake up, go to work, whatever. I go pick them up, go out to I'm living in 2 different households, and it is that is exhausting. And like my parents and I have talked about, that's why I put in like 30 applications, and it's not that I don't want to, like I like where I work, I like what I do, whatever, but it's like I feel like I'm at that point in my life where it's time to, like we've been transitioning my kids for a while, but yeah, I feel like I'm living in 2 different households. I go out there, do like dinner and baths and all that stuff, and then like I'm out there till 9:30 at night, and then I drive back into town to my apartment, and it's 10 o'clock, and I'm still having to like get myself ready for bed and stuff. But like I'm doing that to give them stability.
Sit down too. Just sit down and relax. You never have time to.
It is what it is right now. Like that's the scenario that I've created for my life. But like my parents and I have sat down and we're like, it's time to find something that is like more ideal for their schedule to be able to stay with me through the week. And another thing is, like, I'm ready for it. It's not like 6 months ago, like, whenever I would have all 3 kids, like, I would just be so overwhelmed, and, like, I just felt like I wasn't ready for their sake, like, because I would be, like, real snippy and just overwhelmed, and, like, but it's not as overwhelming now. Like, I still am like, oh my God, like, I woke up and I have 3 kids. What?
I was just saying this while you were talking about that. I feel like that's one thing, like, I'm really proud of you for this time in your recovery. That's another thing where, like, we were talking about, like, things you've done differently or whatever, and how you rushed into things before. Like, any other time you've gotten sober, you've come home and gotten the kids back right away or wanted them back right away. And like you said, like, now this time you've done it for their stability and waited until, you know, like, you're ready too. And that's such an important thing. Like, just because you've waited, it doesn't make you any less of a mother. Like, I'm very proud of you for doing that. Like, I'm glad that you have taken the time to get yourself straight first before you bring your kids back into it.
Yeah. And, you know, they stay with me on the weekend, and I'm not going to sit here and act like through the week, some multiple nights out of the week, like, when I know that I have to leave them out there and they're just sleeping, you know,
right.
But like
you're with them from the time you get off work, you get off an hour out or they get out of school, and then you go out there and are with them till they go to bed every night.
Right. But I still, like, I find myself here when I get here and I'm by myself and I know that, like, they're not in my care. Like, there's nights that I break down and cry, and, like, I have a lot of guilt still over that, and then I have to, like, reel it in, like, you're doing what's best for them and for you right now. And I think we talked about that, like, one of the first 2 podcasts we had. Like, it's just I've rushed into things, so transitioning, it's gonna happen when it's supposed to happen. And I feel like the opportunities, like, I mean, I just have a strong connection with my higher power, and, like, I know that I just have this intuition that, like, the things are gonna be placed in my path for that to happen. And when they do, that's when I have to seize it. Before, like, I wasn't seizing those opportunities, right. And, like, God's gonna put the stuff out there, but I also have to, like, act on it, you know. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. Like, it's time. I've been looking for other jobs, like, just so this lady, speaking of looking for other jobs, I finally get one phone call back. I was starting to get a little bit depressed. Like, I filled out like 30 applications there. Nope, we're gonna have to pass. And it's probably that background, but this lady called and she's like, and I feel like the title of the job sounded way more important than what it actually was, but, like, I don't, like, the vibe of the conversation was like, like, my body told me, like, not good. So I just didn't ignore it. I'm like, yeah, it's not for me. You know what I mean? Like, Normally in the past, I would have jumped on the first opportunity. Mm-hmm. And, like, I've been seeing all this stuff about, like, be patient. So I just feel like, something's going to happen. So, but I also feel like your body does not lie to you. And my body and mind will tell me, like, this is it. It's going to feel right. Yeah. And that did not feel right. Yeah. Plus, it was, like, in sales and just not good. If you ask me about an apartment, I'm going to be like, it's roach infested. Or just whatever, the truth of whatever it is. Yeah. Or if it's great, I'll tell you it's great. But, so that's probably why I didn't take that.
If you guys didn't see, we still have t-shirts available, sizes small to 2XL. They're $20 a piece. And then we also still have mugs available, so if you guys would like any, reach out to us, leave a comment, something, let us know, and we will get one to you. But we appreciate everybody that's supported us and bought something from us. It means a lot to us, so we're really grateful for that.
Keep coming back.
Bye, guys.